This presentation highlights how to create a positive educational environment at your school site for students, staff, and parents. One of the biggest ways to create a positive environment at the school site is building relationships with staff, with parents, and with community. Building those relationships helps your stakeholders understand that together you can move your school forward. Another way to build a positive environment at your school site is to set clear goals, making sure you utilize your staff and your stakeholders to come together as a group and make your vision and goals for the school year. Also be sure that these goals are well communicated to all staff and community members. The pitfall of not getting group buy-in and a shared vision is that you don't have the positive community and positive group team atmosphere that is needed to move a school forward. Part of the process of setting goals is reminding your staff and your community of the road traveled. I think it's important to not only set new goals for the year and the vision for the year, but also to remind them of where they've been and how these two things connect. Staff has a much better chance of new implementation if they understand that it's tied with the implementation that they've already been doing in the classrooms. Setting that tone at the beginning of the year meeting and connecting the goals is a huge piece for moving your staff and your community forward and creating that positive environment. Making sure also that you share the why of these new initiatives and visions so that the teachers and the community understand the path that you're going on and why you're traveling down that road. Another step in creating a positive environment, especially for your staff members, is aligning your professional development. After setting goals and vision with buy-in from your stakeholders, it's important that your staff feels that the professional development that's being implemented aligns to the goals. So make sure that each time you set up a PD for your staff, it's meaningful and it ties to the goals that they already know are in place. I think oftentimes principals set up professional development and it's a one-time, one-shot, drive-by deal. Provide support for your staff. Make sure that they understand these new implementations and the tiny bites that you expect from them and that you want to see in the classroom. Have stop points, have checkpoints for the teachers so that they know what's expected by certain dates and times. Many initiatives come top down from the district and it's important to filter for your staff. What's the most meaningful PD coming down top down? What makes the most sense for your staff? And more importantly, what aligns to your vision and goals? Another piece to creating a positive learning environment is communication. Communication needs to be done over and over and over again in many different ways. Communication with staff, with community, and with parents. Pushing out that information is the cycle of information. How are you going to push out to your staff, to your community, to parents? Emails. Phone messages through your Connect Ed. Are you going to utilize Facebook and Twitter? Handouts? And pushing out information to your staff with leadership and staff meetings. Every time pushing out information, making sure that you select the most important things that align again with the goals and vision so that the ones around you, your staff and community, hear the message, see the message in everything that's done. I think an effective administrator that has that positive environment on their site also receives information well. So they have times where parents can voice their opinions and questions in something like Coffee with the Principal. The elected parents can have conversations at school site council as well as PTSA meetings. I think having an open door policy with your staff is hugely important, that they feel that they can come and have conversations with you when needed and questions arise. Also, leadership and staff meetings is a great place for you to receive information so that you have the cycle of information in place, pushing out, but also receiving information. Another piece in creating that environment is being visible with your staff, with parents, and with the community. Being visible is the last piece to creating that positive learning environment. Getting to know your students and families, being out on the playground so you can learn faces and names, being in classrooms so you can give feedback to your teachers, making sure you value professional development and PTSA and community events by attending, making the community feel that your school site is a safe place where teachers want to teach and students want to learn.